Hi, this is International Master David Pruess for Chess.com, and this is the second in my series of lectures about development. So if you missed the first one, you might want to check it out. We talked about what development was, how to count development, a few different methods, and then we started to talk about using a development advantage, and the first thing that we're talking about is turning development into an attack. So today, we're going to start off by talking about the most important factor for determining whether or not development is worth more or less than usual. Because there are some positions where you may be ahead only one tempo in development, and yet you're able to use the energy from that one tempo to do some incredible things and really, push your opponent around, attack them, and so forth. On the other hand, there will be positions where you're ahead 3 or 4 tempi in development, but you can't really make too much out of that advantage. Okay, the most important and by far the most determining factor in how important a lead in development is how open or closed the position is. We're going to talk about 3 different types of position: open positions, closed positions, and fluid positions. Of course, a semi-open position is just somewhere in between open and closed. Right? It's a position where maybe 1 or 2 pawns have been traded, but the board hasn't been blown open yet. But then you can just consider that to be a position somewhere on the spectrum between open and closed, right? It's the same kind of thing. It's just how open is it? Well, an open position is totally open, a closed position is totally not open, and a semi-open position is starting to open. But a third type of position is what I call a fluid position. And for that, what you should really think of is something like a modern defense, where the pawns haven't yet come in contact with each other. So you don't yet know whether they'll come in contact with each other in a way that tends to trade pawns or in a way that tends to lock pawns. So we'll have examples of that today, so you'll get to see what I'm talking about. But for now, an open position versus a closed position. Okay, of course, that tempi are more important in an open position and that it's harder to use a development lead in a closed position. What's the reason for that? Well, mainly open lines for your pieces to use. Okay, so if you bring out your pieces and there are no open lines on the board, the power of each piece you bring out is not as great as if you bring them out and there are all these great lines for them, right? Open files for your rooks, diagonals for your bishops. To some extent, you might not consider your rooks to ever be developed unless they're on an open file. So if there are no open files, it's not even possible to really develop your rook to some extent. And the same can be said for the quality of development of all your other pieces. If the position is locked up, you'll often find that the effective power of your pieces is less than normal. And so how hard you can attack your opponent or how great a task you can accomplish using the power of your pieces is less.
We hope you enjoyed this video demo from Chess.com. Subscribe today to finish this video and get unlimited access to our full video library. Your membership also includes access to Chess Mentor, the most advanced interactive training tool available anywhere. You'll also get full access to the Opening Explorer, Tactics Trainer, and much, much more. So sign up today and get serious about improving your game.